Hello, welcome to another edition of Southern Distilling News, the reviews edition. My name is Chris Melke, I'm the editor, and just wanted to welcome you to another edition that has featured a West Coast edition. So this one is, these are two products from the Anchor Distilling Company. They're Old Potero Straight Rye Whiskey and the Old Potero Old Tom Gin. So these are two unique products that are distilled in copper pots and very, very limited quantities. I was on a trip to San Francisco and stopped by, looked at their distillery, and I'll be posting that soon. And then also the trip, and then also had a chance to buy a couple of these libations while I was there. So the Anchor Distilling Company is also a big brewery. Basically, their distilling operation is one part of the entire place, but the Anchor Distilling brewing arm is well known, and it was bought by Fritz Maytag, and they've been doing experimental ryes, whiskeys, and gins for a little while. What this is that it's 100% malted rye. So the thing is it's straight. So the thing is that the mash bill is 100%, which is usually you don't see that in a mash bill. But what they were trying to get to was a 19th century sort of, sort of a rye when it was first being created, possibly a northern Pennsylvania or Maryland rye. So this is nice because it says some interesting things on the back. The nice thing about Old Potero products is they have a little bit of history on the back, which you can sit down and read. This whiskey is in barrels for approximately 3 years. They're lightly charred and toasted. They are not full char, so that you get a nice flavor out of it. And it's basically the nice thing for cocktails. The gin is definitely one of those other ones that you want to take a look at. For the gin, what they do is they have most of the typical gin ingredients, but then they also have star anise and licorice, and one other unique ingredient, which is stevia. Stevia is not really found in most gins. It's known as a sweetener in the baking world, and even you put some in your coffee, but it's usually not used in alcohol. But it's a nice touch to that. It makes it very unique. So again, Old Tom is sweeter than most other gins. This is basically from his name is Captain Dudley Bradstreet, who invented a vending machine who dispensed gin in London during the 18th century out of the mouth of a cat. So you could walk by, put in your money, and get this from him, and that's why I was called nicknamed Old Tom Gin, but it was sweeter for that. So without further ado, let's taste some of the whiskey here. So take a look at it on the glass. It's pretty viscous. It has some interesting legs on it, but it's not too thick. On the nose, it has vanilla notes, some caramel. Some of the char is coming through. Okay, so in tasting it, it tastes like a nice, molasses cookie. It has that nice, big malty flavor. It's you say some of the char as it goes through, and then also you get the at the end some of the rye, which has the peppery spice, but it's not too overwhelming. But it's a very, very nice sippable drink. So excellent for that. Okay, let's bring this out here. Switch places with this, and then we'll try a little bit of the gin, and then what I'll do is I'll make a drink with the whiskey. Okay, the gin on the nose, you can smell the juniper, but it's not overwhelming. It has more of a licorice taste up front, really black licorice. Okay, some big licorice taste on the tongue. Anise is really coming through. It's a lot sweeter. And everything too is you're getting a little bit on the back end of a little bit of a spice, allspice or clove or something like that. So it's a very, very interesting sweeter drink, and it's perfect for the cocktails that you have that call for a sweeter ingredient. You can find lots of old Tom Gin recipes online. It's kind of making a comeback now. So definitely take a look for that. So what we're going to do today is make a drink with the whiskey. So most times when I try to make drinks, I don't usually get the proportions all right. So usually I look for some things that will help me out. So this is a Barsmith drink additive, I guess what you want to call it, is just a mixer. So this is under barsmithdrink.com, and they make an old fashioned. So I was like, okay, well that's great. I like old fashions, and I decided to try it out because it was on sale. And basically it gives you the ingredients on the backs. Add rocks, add ice to rocks. Glass, add 2 ounces of whiskey. So I'll go ahead and add the 2 ounces of whiskey. 1 ounce of the shot glass. All right. And then it says to add 1 ounce of Barsmith. So I'm going to add 1 ounce. And then what I'm going to do is mix it with some, it says add a dash of bitters. So I have my bitters here. Oh, don't want to overshoot the glass. I probably added a little bit more bitters, but hey, this is, semi-live. So then our bitters are over there. I'm going to mix it up. And so now I'm going to take a little drink here. And that's a good old fashioned. So, definitely try it out. This is one of those things that, barsmithmix.com. It's definitely a good additive if you, aren't confident in your bar mixing skills. And definitely with this Old Patero rye, it definitely brings it out. So, check it out, try it out. Also, like I said, look for online. There's ingredients with and mixes with the Old Tom Gin. So, thanks. This is Chris Melky from the Southern Distilling News. Cheers.